Hey guys, what's up? It's King Modzoilus, and I'm here with the next video in the series of videos that I'm making to show you how to change your startup image when your PS3 boots up, as well as the sound that it plays when it boots up, and to change your waves, the types of waves, the colors, and the background themes. And I'm not talking about themes you just install, I'm talking about the actual original theme. So in the previous videos, we showed you where you place the files and everything else using Multiman or FTP, and then in the one after that, we showed you a very basic video on how to use the RAF converter in order to change your image and display pretty much almost anything you want when the PS3 boots up. We'll have videos later on that go into more detail about what you can do with the images using like Photoshop and all that stuff, but that comes later on. And now we're up to the sound part. Now keep in mind a couple things. Number one, in order for this to work, you need to have custom firmware installed on your PS3. Number two, the sound bite can only be 8 seconds long. So you can make it longer than that, but the stupid window. You can make it longer than that. However, the PS3 will cut it off at the 8-second mark. Okay, so down below is a folder that you can download, and there's a few files in it. There's two that you're going to need for sure. It's the Xvid D4 PSP program, and this is the version 5.0.37. The newer versions actually didn't work on Windows 7 64, so I had to go back quite a ways and download this one. Once you install this program, then you're going to need to install AVI Synth, which seems to be a requirement if you're running at least Windows 7 64-bit. It may be a requirement for all Windows users, I'm not sure, but I included it in there because it's going to ask you for it. Now, if you decide to install Audacity, you'll more than likely need this lame MP3 plugin, and that's what it's called. It's lame. It's a plugin for Audacity in order to process MP3s. So anyway, once you're done installing all that stuff, we'll move on. Now, you don't need to install Audacity. You can use any audio editing program you like, but I like Audacity a lot. So continuing the theme, in the last video I showed you a image of Joker that we used with a background transparency. So I wanted to find kind of like a neat laugh for him, and him saying something, you know, pretty cool. And so I was able to find a clip of Mark Hamill, who's I think is one of the best, if not the best, voice of the Joker ever. He does the cartoons and I think the video games as well. He has a great laugh and stuff. In YouTube, there was like 14.5 minutes of him saying all these different things, and it was like in a studio, so there was no background noise. It was clear, it was crisp, it was high def. It didn't sound like I took it from a cartoon. It didn't sound cheesy or anything. So there's little clips here, or actually there's a long clips, but there's a bunch of little. It's made up of a bunch of little ones. So anyway,
here's Joker, Clown Prince of Crime.
So I definitely wanted that, and that was a few seconds long. So I used Audacity. I can't go into it in detail on how to use this program because not everybody's going to use this or uses this, but there's a million videos on YouTube, so I suggest watching them. So I pretty much did some copy pasting, some editing. I cut out all the stuff I didn't need, and I got 14.5 seconds down to 8 seconds. So anyway, if you decide to use Audacity, once you learn how to use it and stuff, when you're going to save, you're going to go into export audio, make sure it says MP3, call it whatever you want, and in this case I called it a Joker clip or something to that effect. Then go to options. I usually change the quality to 160 or 192. It really doesn't need to be any higher than that, and you can put it on joint stereo and make sure it says constant up here, joint stereo here. Click OK, and then go ahead and hit save. Okay, and save it to wherever you want. Now I already saved it, so we're going to skip that part. So I made a folder on the desktop. I called it the Joker because when I did the cold boot, which is the image that boots up, that folder was called the Joker. So, and it went into the cold boot folder. So this was going into the audio folder, and I called it the Joker audio. I finished my little clip and I put it in there. So once you have your 8-second clip and it's done, then go ahead and open up Xvid for PSP. And once you do that, you're going to hit open and you're going to point it to the correct folder. Now, in this case, my folder was the Joker audio. Okay, and I already have the clip right there, so I'm going to open it up. And this is what it sounds like, the finished product.
Here's Joker, Clown Prince of Crime!
Alright, so you can see here at the time it finished right before it turned to 8. Here you want to keep this on audio, disabled, 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 and then turn this to AC3 640. Okay, right there like that. Then you're going to hit encode. And then you're going to pick where to put it. Mine is already on Joker Audio, and it's called Joker PS3 Clip, which is fine. I'm going to save it. And this will just take a few seconds. And once the close tab appears, make sure everything looks good here, which it does. We're going to hit close. We're going to close this, which will take a couple of seconds. If you get some junk, just close it. Go into the folder. Now, your finished product will end with a .ac3. You're always going to rename it, and you're going to rename it to coldboot_multi. Okay, and then hit enter. Now, make a copy. Make a copy of this. Hit copy. Come here. Hit paste. And now you see it says copy, right? We're going to take this copy and we're going to rename it. We're going to rename it coldboot_stereo. Make sure you spell stereo right. Alright, so now we have the two files that we need. We're going to take the original file, the MP3 one out. I'm just going to put it in my desktop. You can put it wherever you want. I suggest you save it. Okay. Now, if you looked at my other videos, you should know what to do from this point on. On your PS3, you should, if you watch those videos, have a folder called 1-coldboots sounds wave. You're going to go into that folder. You're going to go into custom startup sound. And this is where you're going to put this folder that contains the two files that we just did. That video will also show you how to change the sound, the images, and the waves either by using FTP or Multiman. So we already covered that. So anyway, this is where it would go into your PS3. So for right now, I'm going to take this folder. I'm going to put it on a USB drive. I'm going to stick that in my PS3, and I will meet you there so we can see the finished product.
Okay guys, so we're back here at the PS3. So for those of you FTP, make sure you install Rebug Toolbox if you haven't already, and FTP that way. If you don't have Rebug, you can still install the latest Rebug Toolbox. Just do the non-full version. You should, whenever your soundbite is done, put it into a folder. In this case, we put the sound clips we made, the multi and the stereo, into a folder called the Joker, because we're kind of following along with these series of videos with the Joker theme. So for those of us in Multiman, go to the second column, all the way down at the bottom. You'll see Write Access, enable it. Okay. Now we covered this in one of the other videos, so you should know all this already. Go into the file manager. Mine is in Cobra mode. You do not need to be in Cobra mode. Double click up here. The right thumbstick controls it. Okay. So we're going to look for that folder that we did with the two sound bites, and it's called Joker Audio. Press X, hit circle, press X again, and this will copy it. Press left on the D-pad. Okay. And go into HDD0, and that's where we should have put that Coldboot Sounds wave folder. Go into the custom startup sounds. Okay, and then go up here anywhere, press X, press circle, press X again to paste it, and hit yes. I already have one there, it's going to override it. Okay, so when we scroll down, it should say Joker Audio. Okay, so we're going to change it to Joker Audio. So we're going to double click. Now this is the only reason why we needed to enable this, because we're making changes. If you're just adding to the folder and you're not making changes to the dev flash, you don't need to put it in dev write access mode. So we're going to open up another window. Now, for those of you FTPing, you should see Dev Rebug. Go into that. For the rest of us here, we're going to go into Dev Blind. From this point on, it'll be the same for both. So go to VSH, then Resource. Okay, and this is where the two audio files are, the coldboot audio files. They're right there. Now, we've already changed the coldboot raft. That was in the last video. So we're going to come here. We're in the Joker folder. We're going to hit X on that one, X on this one. They're both blue. So hit circle. Copy is already highlighted, so press X. Go to this window behind it. Press X up on the top to make it come forward. Now just hit circle. Paste is already highlighted, so hit X. And then hit yes. And if it asks you to override, just hit yes again. The original coldboot sound, default Sony sounds are in that custom sounds folder. I made a copy of them and they work for all PS3, so we should be good to go. Now at this point, you can hit R1 or double click on the games icon to get back out. If you're in FTPing in the Rebug toolbox, make sure you do not escape the toolbox. Hit system restart and then pick full reboot and see your results. For us here, we need to disable the write access to DevFlash. If you don't, you could get a red light of death, so make sure you disable it. Now come and do a system restart. Multiman does a full restart by default. So let's see what we got here. Hopefully it came out pretty good.
Here's Joker, Clown Prince of Crime.
Oh, that's perfect, man. So it worked out great. Hey, listen, that's all that I have. I wish I could go into more detail with Audacity and stuff, but that it would take just too long. But you get the idea. So next time we're going to show you, and it's going to take a few videos to show you how to change all the colors of the sparkles, the types of waves, the colors of the waves, the backgrounds from this ugly stuff, all of that. We're going to cover it in the next few videos. Okay, so hey, thanks for watching. Show some love, give a thumbs up, keep the COW scene alive. We'll see you next time, guys. Take care. Peace out. Much love goes out to you.